Welcome to another episode of the Common Ground Show. I am your host, SG, here with WT. So, AI. What are your thoughts on AI? Seems like that's all everybody's talking about. We are living in it. What are your thoughts on it?
Terminator.
Hmm.
That's my thoughts.
Terminator.
Terminator.
Yep, I agree.
They
One.
gave us the warning. Terminator.
Yeah, but they also give us the warning with Jurassic Park, and here we are trying to bring dinosaurs back to life. What is it, like 8 movies now, and we still haven't learned?
Yeah, but the only thing we're trying to bring back to life is a woolly mammoth. I'm not worried about a woolly mammoth living in the Arctic, chasing down children and eating them.
Yeah, but do you want an Arnold Schwarzenegger just coming and like, doing whatever he does?
No, it's not the Schwarzenegger I'm worried about. It's the continue to invent. At what point do we decide AI has gone far enough? Think about this. So now you can get self-driving cars.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
If you're
like the ones that there are in California and New York that I think is called Waymo.
yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So if a self-driving car wrecks, who holds the responsibility?
Wow. Well, I mean, they do have cameras everywhere, but you're talking about like an insurance standpoint.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a serious car wreck where somebody's seriously injured, or a normal person would be charged with manslaughter. I'm talking about
Right.
something serious. Like, who holds the responsibility? Is it the manufacturers from faulty programming? Is it the person that was in the car with them? Like, at what point do we say, look, enough is enough?
Okay, yeah, I actually never thought of that. You are right on that because if they're driving themselves, then that would be the operating system, right? Like the guidance system, like with Tesla. So, but that's different, right? Because if a Tesla, if you're using the autopilot and the car crashes, who is to blame? Are they going to go after Elon Musk because Elon Musk is all over the autopilot, or is it going to be more of like the company who made that system, which I'm guessing is Tesla?
Well, no, no. So those types of systems, they have where you have to touch them.
Right.
Okay, I'm talking about like the self-driving like taxis.
That is a really good question. Who would be responsible? I mean,
I mean,
who?
I guess obviously the lawsuits for the company, but if your loved one is dead,
Hmm.
there's no recourse for what happened other than money. You don't get that justice. You don't get that closure. It's only money.
Yeah, I mean, you're right on that. I mean, especially like if the car malfunctions or something. But I mean, that's just one very specific example.
No, it is very specific, but where I'm going with this is that okay, so now, all right, we're having self-driving cars. All right, well then, self-driving buses, self-driving trains, self-driving
Driving airplanes.
airplanes.
Right, right.
So at what point are are we going to say, okay, this is what we can have and this is what we can't have?
Yeah, and I think that's going to be trial and error. I think once incidents start happening, that's when we're really going to try to figure out what are the guidelines. I mean, there should be guidelines regardless, but I think I like AI. I like AI to a certain extent. I like that it's helping us be on time, reminding us things, coming up with with new ideas. But there's also a double-edged sword with that as well. So I like AI. I personally like AI. I want more useful AI than just generating pictures and generating videos. And we're gonna go on that in a little bit because it is putting people out of jobs. I mean, in reality, they're putting out designers out of job, video makers. I mean, you can type a prompt and it's gonna spill out a whole book. So what if the book is better than what somebody can come up with because it has the reference from hundreds of years worth of ideas of books?
Well, at this point, you can tell if somebody ran something through ChatGPT.
Right.
If you know what to look for, you can still tell.
Because it's not perfect.
Right. But in 10 years,
Mm.
in 10 years, how can you tell? Like, what will be the point of even college papers in 10 years?
Right.
It'll be so good that they can't track it.
Right, and that's gonna push us into Right. Your what is it? The return investment on college?
Yeah, it is the return
All
investment on
these kids as
college.
well are using AI to find the answers for their papers, for the, like they're writing essays for them. So they're not really trying anymore. I think AI can be a double-edged sword. I mean, that's exactly what it is. It is great and it also bad. I think it's making us lazy.
Of course, it's making us lazy. Also, um, you can get expelled for cheating, for copying people's papers.
Right, exactly.
Okay, but if AI writes it, technically, you haven't cheated off anybody.
But that is totally cheating because it's not a. I mean, if I just prompt, make the main character have this problem and it's in this is the setting, and at the end it kills the bad guy, and he's gonna write out a whole essay, a whole book. Is that an original idea?
Well, how can it be plagiarism if you're not stealing it from somebody? For example, okay, people write books. They have ghostwriters. All right. So why can't you claim AI was your ghostwriter for that paper? How is it plagiarism if you haven't stolen it from somebody else?
Right, but that is not an original idea. So it's a very thin line, I believe.
No, it is a really thin line, but this is like what it comes back. Where is enough is enough. Also, we can't regulate these things because 80% of the politicians are half dead. They
That is
don't
true.
know what's going on with AI.
True.
I mean, if we had younger politicians that understood this,
Well, didn't Trump actually try to regulate it when he first started booming back in, was it his first term or something?
yeah, I think so. But you've got to get politicians that didn't grow up on a rotary phone.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true.
I mean, like, you've got to get politicians that didn't live life before the invention of the cell phone.
God, that seems so long ago.
I know, but these politicians are so out of contact with normal people. How can
Because
they
there's no reference
right?
back in the day to what it
So
is now.
how can they decide where it can go and where it can't go? Or do you think they're just so lost that they don't even know how to start?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of both things. Another thing that I want to touch on is, I'm sure you've seen it and it's all over, where AI can create, well, I mean, people create this, right? Presidents or newscasters really just making them say anything they want, right? They can say, oh, we just started World War III, right? And it looks so realistic and it sounds so realistic that people are getting fake news because of it. So it's getting to the point where there's gotta be a law that you cannot make AI news content or politics or religion, any of that. That should be off the table.
You're right. You know what? I love the AI Yeti videos.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, who
But
doesn't,
anything
right?
to do with politics or religion, there has to be some type of regulation because I believe in free speech.
Well,
But
absolutely.
AI, a creation, is not a human being.
No.
It's not free speech. So there has to be some kind of regulation.
Unless we are AI as well.
As we're what?
Unless we are AI as well. Talk about conspiracy
And
here.
hey, speaking about that, we can't even get into the Matrix anymore because there's no more payphones.
I know there's no more payphones. How are we gonna get out of the matrix? No, that is true. That's true. But you're right. We can't keep having these fake news because they're becoming more and more popular. You can make them for free. I mean, God, there's AI videos teaching you how to use AI.
Oh, I know. When I tell you, I'll watch videos, and every advertisement will be something about how to use AI, how to
Yep.
create a business using AI, how to write a book
Right.
with AI. It's
Or-
nonstop.
Learn how to make this video with AI in less than 5 minutes. I mean, that's all it is. And unfortunately, it's not going to stop. It's not going anywhere, right? It is just not going to go anywhere. We're going to be stuck in the AI era, and it's been booming. I mean, I feel like this started booming since a couple of years ago. Remember, I think the first few versions of AI, I remember like when Siri came out first, you could actually say, "Hey Siri, set a timer or X, Y, and Z." That was like the first generation, and I thought that was very powerful. I mean, it changed our lives. But I think it's going towards the wrong direction now with spending all these millions of dollars and all these resources into making videos and pictures instead of doing it to actually help. And I know that we are using it to find cures for things and, all these kinds of stuff. But what's available to us is just crumbs, I believe.
It is. Well, I'm ready for the first Roomba smart fridge revolt of 2030.
Right. That's Cybernet right there. And so that's going to bring us to the question, can we survive without AI now that we have accepted it as humans, as a society, as part of our lives? Every single electronic that we have has AI now.
It does, but you're not required to have an Alexa,
Right.
right? You're not required to use Siri. You can manually open up Google and type what you want. It's not to the point to where you're forced into it. The problem is that it's easier.
But you are being forced to it by making it that easy. It's like, it's the standard now. It's like, why would I try to type so many words into Google instead of just saying, "Hey, Alexa," or whatever, tell me what the answer is? And it's just so much faster. So we have accepted it and it's embedded in us now. I don't think, okay, I guess this is the question. Can we go back?
We can't, because people that commute to work every day, you can't text and drive.
Right.
So therefore, you're using hands-free.
Right.
However,
Which is a form of AI.
it is. But because you're using it on your commute, that means that when you're not commuting, you're just going to continue to do it. And so you get so involved with it, you forget that you used to type.
It is part of your life now. That's becoming the problem. That is part of your life. And another thing that I want to talk about, for example, I like to design logos. I like to do video editing. I like to do all this kind of stuff. And recently I was talking to somebody and they were asking me, "Hey, do you think you can help me to make a logo?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course. I'm a little bit busy today and tomorrow, but the third day I can help you." Well, third day comes and he's basically, "Hey, never mind. I actually just made the logo." He sent it to me. I'm like, "Wow, this looks amazing." He's like, "Yeah, I made it in 5 minutes with AI." I'm like, wow. So that to me, it felt that that job was taken away from me because AI did it for me.
You're right. It's going to take away so many jobs. I mean, you're going to have website designers,
Yep.
right? You're going to have the logo designers, even down to comic books.
Absolutely.
Why would you need to pay somebody to do comic books when you can feed it through AI?
I mean, just what you said earlier with the Bigfoot videos, and I'm sure all of you have seen them. They make their stormtroopers, they make the Yeti ones, they make all kinds of them, and they look amazing. They look so real. They looks like a big studio put them out. So
And it was somebody in a basement somewhere.
not even in the basement. It was probably so, yeah, exactly. So it's taking jobs away. It's making people not want to go into art school or become, writers or go into any of these jobs that meant something for people to only do it if they were talented.
Right. And also, why do you need architects anymore?
Right.
I mean, this goes deep, deep, deep into jobs. The only people that are making money off this are the people that's designing the AI.
Right. So engineers, programmers, also that's taking away jobs from taxi drivers by having and Uber drivers. I mean, all the platforms that require people to drive other people, they're going to be put out of a job if there's a fleet of self-driving cars. They don't have to talk to them. They can just go in, do their own thing, and get to their place safety if they get their safety, which I hope so. But it's all across the board ripping jobs. And
You
I
know,
don't agree with that. I don't think that's cool.
it really is, especially in cities like New York, where to get your taxi license for your car could be $50 or $100,000.
Right.
I mean, they've got to invest in themselves. And then you've just got some AI car that comes along, and the only investment was the cost of the car.
Right. I mean, that's a no-brainer as an investor, as a businessman. That's not a no-brainer. I would get 10 of them.
It is. It's going to come to the point of it's going to feed down. For example, where minimum wages have been raised.
Mm-hmm.
Now you get to the point to where, okay, I have to pay this employee. This is $20 an hour for four people to take orders at McDonald's.
Right.
Okay.
It's just you cutting the middleman.
Right now, or somebody can come to you and say, if you invest $1 million, you get this AI system. So then it becomes just simple math on return of investment.
Absolutely.
Right? It's like, okay, it's going to take me this many years return investment. The point though is that as labor gets more and more expensive, that return of investment becomes shorter and shorter and shorter.
Right.
And then you've got thousands upon thousands of people losing their jobs.
Absolutely. And again, it's nothing personal. It's just business. I mean, all these businessmen, that's the way they look at it. It's just money. It's production. I mean, if you don't have employees that could actually be a safety risk, that where they can like slip and fall, and you have robots doing it.
I know, and remember,
I mean,
business
that's a
people,
no-brainer.
business people don't see red or blue; they see green.
They see exactly.
That's all they care about is the green.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I think the problem here is that we're too deep into it. We are way too deep into AI to ever stop. We are.
Well, I'm going to continue to watch Terminator to remind myself of what we shouldn't do.
I agree 100% with you on that. I mean, if that's not a wake-up call, I don't know what it is.
And also, going into this AI, let's talk a little bit about return on investment for going to college.
Oh, here we go with the college. Absolutely. I believe, see, I don't know how to say this because I think college is important to a certain extent, right? Don't get me wrong. Any of you that went to college, I feel your pain. Maybe you got a degree that you're not even using anymore because of whatever job it is or whatever reason, right? But I feel that most people that are going to college now are not getting the return that they invested. I mean, semesters are not cheap.
No, I mean,
At a good school, they are not cheap.
people in
It's getting more expensive.
yeah, 100, 200, $300,000 in student debt.
Mhm.
There's one thing I know. If you go to tech school and you become a plumber, AI is never replacing that. An electrician, AI is never replacing that.
We don't have enough of the see, but the thing is that people don't want those jobs anymore.
Well, it's not that. I think it's the stereotype.
You really
What
think
is
so?
wrong with going out and they can make good money.
Carpenters make amazing money.
80 to 150,000 a year. It's just we've become in the society that we're told you're worthless without a college degree.
Yep, and that is really sad. That is sad.
I mean, it is sad, but yet those are the people that have hardly any student debt. AI can never replace them, and their job will always be needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
There is not one time in the rest of the world a plumber will not be needed.
AI cannot unclog your toilet.
That's right.
They
AI
cannot. Unless, I mean, never say never. They might have like a little robot arm with a
Yeah, but 3 a.m, your house is flooding from an overflowing toilet. You're gonna pay whatever you have to pay to protect.
AI doesn't sleep.
That's right. Well,
Yeah.
AI doesn't sleep, but AI doesn't know how to put pipes together either.
That is true.
Yet.
Did you see Elon Musk new robots?
Oh, the butler robot?
Yeah, so I heard that for some of them were real, but the other ones there was actually people in them,
Yeah.
and they
So
were being controlled.
I saw the same thing, that some of them were real, but the ones that were like tending bar were the more complex movements. They were being controlled and voiced.
Isn't he trying to take him to Mars to start his crazy colonization?
Well, they don't need oxygen.
Yeah, that is true.
So, I mean, if he can get them to build things to where an environment to where humans can, why risk the humans?
You know what's one thing that I've noticed the last 2 years? I think the last 3 years, they've been advertisement for AI all over the place. Every single phone that comes out, if it is Apple, if it is Android, oh, it's designed for AI. Oh, this is designed for AI. I mean, I just got a TV not that long ago, and on the TV, AI. Why?
What does a TV need AI?
I don't know.
Why does your refrigerator need to tell you what you don't have in the fridge and what you do have in the fridge?
That's just a status thing. That is just a status thing.
Yeah, it's a status
Okay,
thing now.
that
But
is-
remember when flat screen TVs came out, it was a
Right.
status thing. And then as the years went on, it got cheaper. So the same thing with those smart fridges. At some point, they're going to just become the norm.
They will. They will. I'm just saying that I think what we're doing with AI is not enough. We need to focus more on things that matter, like finding cures for whatever it is, finding solutions to problems instead of just spending so much money on trying to make the best model to make a picture of your grandma dancing. How is that going to help? How is that helping us for just entertainment? That's just only taking people's jobs away, but it's really not helping anybody.
Well, because everybody thinks they're an influencer now.
That is true.
Everybody
That
wants to
is
be
true.
TikTok famous. They want to make tons of money on
And that's why nobody
stream.
wants to become a plumber.
It's going from a hobby to where people really believe, because it's 1 in a million that actually becomes rich off of it.
Yep.
And
All the little Jake Pauls out there trying to make it.
don't
Island
forget
Boys, yeah.
Logan.
Oh yeah.
Look, and Mr. Beast too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know the odds of becoming somebody like
It's
that?
very slim. It's like it's very, very slim.
It is. And the way we can control AI is to take away the stereotypes of manual labor jobs.
But that was introduced. That was an issue before even AI. You gotta remember, most people. When did this whole YouTube thing started? Right, like 2002 or something like that, and then really started like booming in 2005, 2008 or something like that. People were starting to look at the idea that, hey, I can play video games, I can make content, I can be a vlogger, I can make whatever and just be rich and not have to be a mechanic or a maid or a salesman like my father or whatever it is.
See, I think back then it was a hobby. I don't think people that made that content back then knew they were going to make money.
And you got to remember, kids nowadays are more prone to be influenced by whatever they see online.
It's true. And
Especially with AI.
think about something like this. Especially, go back, we both like Doug DeMuro,
Right.
right, for Cars.
Right.
When he started, he still had a full-time job. He was just doing it as a hobby.
For fun. Exactly.
Now, 5-10 years later, it became his job.
Right.
The problem now is that people want to use AI as their career.
So pretty much like most college students right out of college, they want to make six figures.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, come on.
They want a manager role.
Yep.
They want 6 figures,
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday,
9 to 5.
9 to 5.
Mhm.
They want 2-3 weeks of vacation right out of college.
Oh, they do.
I mean,
know.
the median income in the States is what, $59,000. They just
think
don't
so.
understand that the amount of people that make 6 figures and up
Mhm.
is a very, very small percentage.
It really is, and especially in other countries as well. I
Oh.
mean, look at Mexico, look at Canada. I mean, they're not bringing those numbers. That's just a U.S. problem.
No, it is a U.S. problem. No, it's a first world country problem.
It is a first world country. Yeah, you're right.
Well, other countries certain countries worry about feeding their families.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. is worried about keeping up with the Jones next door.
Right.
He got a boat, I need a boat.
Yep.
He got a golf cart, I need a golf cart.
Yep.
Because there's a disposable income.
And you got to remember, and those kids that grew up looking and listening to their parents with that attitude go to college, they get their college paid off, they spend, X amount of money. And like you said, they expect to make six figures, be a manager, be a director.
Right.
I mean, there's no
Well,
climbing the ranks.
they see what their parents are making after putting in 20 or 25 years in a career. They see their mom
Gotta
or
put in
dad
the
making
work.
150,000 a year, but they don't understand the backstory of
The
when
sacrifice.
they started working, the sacrifice, the hours they put in, the hard work they did. They just see that's what they're making. So for some reason, they think that they should start at that level.
Right. I think that's called entitlement.
It is called entitlement.
I think that, I mean, I call it for what it is. I think that's called entitlement.
But the parents did it to them.
Oh, but exactly.
The parents never taught them hard work. I mean, when I turned 15, my dad said, "You got to get a part-time job."
Mm-hmm.
Right? And when I started, minimum wage was $5.15.
Wow.
No, it was $5.15. But you know what? I had to do that. And after school, my dad took me to the job. And then when I got off, he'd come pick me up. And that's what it was. I had no option. There was no sitting at home after school. And I was expected to work 20 hours a week while doing my schoolwork and sports. Are the parents these days doing that? If they're not, they're setting their kids up for an expectation that's not going to happen.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think they're setting up such high expectations that they cannot be met.
They
It's a
can't.
very small amount of people that make it big into being an influencer. And I mean, all power to them, right? I mean, that's really cool. I mean, unless you're hacked to a girl and you just became popular because of that. But I mean, let's just be realistic here, right?
Every teenager needs a part-time job so they can get that first paycheck and go, "What the fuck happened to my money?"
military school.
Right. And they're like, "What the fuck happened to my money?"
Did you know that I've actually, in all of the jobs that I've had, right? I think I've had 2 or 3 employees that came up to me and they're like, "Hey, something is wrong with my paycheck." I shit you not. It was taxes. They didn't understand why their paycheck were less. And I'm just sitting there and, huh? What are your parents teaching you?
Ooh, that's why they need a part-time job as a teenager.
Exactly.
So they can learn that. Even if you make 150,000 a year, your bring home is going to be 75 or 80,000. I mean, like, you got to understand that on paper 150 looks great. But real life, you bringing home 80, it changes a lot.
It does change. It really does. Wow. Well, I mean, that's AI, right? If I was a kid, I think I would want to become a programmer or something to do with developing AI and maintaining it.
Yeah, but why will we need programmers in 20 years? When you can have one person directing AI to program 100 things.
Yeah, sure. Or AI programming other AI things.
Exactly.
Well, does that sound like something from a movie?
Skynet.
Because it really is.
Skynet.
I mean, that I'm just saying. I just call it for what it is. Wow. Well, those are my thoughts on AI. So, we are coming up with a new segment.
Yeah, I
And
heard you had quite the story for us
I
today.
do have quite the story. I mean, it is all cool and dandy to talk about AI and all the problems that are happening around the world. But I think a good way to end an episode is with a little story. And I came up with a name. It's called Shitty Ways to Go Out. And that can mean a lot of different things. The ways that you fucked up, the ways that you've seen somebody fucked up, or the ways that you just go, damn, I fucked up. So, this is the story of the Nazi girl, neo-Nazi girl. So, this happened to me about, I would say, 10 years ago. I was on Tinder at the time. I was freshly divorced. I went on Tinder, and some of the people, some of the gals that you can find on Tinder, right? You never really know. So
where were you living at this time?
I was in Florida.
Okay, in Florida.
In Florida. So I mean, that should tell you a lot. For all the Florida listeners, I love Florida. But anyways,
There's some strange ones in Florida.
Yes, it's the Florida man. He's a very real thing. If you guys don't know, the Florida man is a very real thing. But anyways, so I started talking to this girl. She was about 4 years younger than me. We started talking. We started texting. We had a lot in common. She seemed like she was like a hippie, right? She looked like a Woodstock hippie, she didn't have dreads or anything, but that was her style, and I liked that, right? I thought it was really cool. But anyways, so we started talking. We started figuring out when can we meet. She lived a couple hours away from me. I had a job interview basically 45 minutes away from where she was. So I decided, hey, I'm going to go to my job interview and I'm going to pick you up after. We're going to go to a nice restaurant. We're going to talk and see what happens. And she's like, oh my God, yes. At that time, I was driving a white BMW.
Oh.
It wasn't anything crazy. It was an older model, but I was driving it, right? So, I get ready, I throw in cologne on for my interview. I didn't get the job, if that tells you anything. I would love to tell you that I got the job, but I didn't. So, anyways, I'm done with my interview. I drive 45 minutes. I pick her up, and it's this really nice neighborhood. Like, I'm talking about $400,000, $500,000 house, right? I mean, huge backyard. They were right by a little lake. It was awesome. It was South Florida, I believe. So I pick her up. She looks amazing. As soon as she gets in, she's like, oh my God, you drive a BMW? I'm like, yeah, and she's like, a white BMW? That's even better. I'm thinking to myself, she likes the color white. She likes BMW. She's like, just German cars are just so much more superior than every other car in the world. And I'm like, at the time, I was actually driving a Z, right? So I was driving like a Japanese car. Anyways, so she started making remarks. Oh my God, the BMW. She's like, can I drive it? I'm like, do you have your license? She's like, no. I'm like, okay, no, you cannot drive it. Make it to the restaurant. We started talking, and then she started hinting with little things. Oh, and by the way, I'm Hispanic. I'm pretty brown, and I look very Mexican because I am, right? So you can already see where this is going with the neo-Nazis. Neo-Nazis don't like anybody that is not white, right? Anyways, so we make it there. We have dinner, and she started making comments about, white supremacy. Started making jokes about, white babies, how they're superior. And I'm like, wow, maybe she's nervous, and she just doesn't know what to do. Anyways, she continues. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe somebody drove me in a white BMW, the best car in the world. She's like, can I have a kiss? I'm like, thinking in my head, I might get lucky with the Nazi girl. Well, I didn't know she was Nazi at that point. But anyways.
I'm pretty sure it was heading that direction.
I knew she was a little racist. Because you don't just go make comments about
She's like, white is right. And SG's like, I wonder if that's a Nazi or a racist.
I was thinking, should I go for it? But anyways, we ended up kissing. Biggest mistake, right? And I'm going to tell you what. So we had dinner, and I'll tell you this. Dinner wasn't cheap. I spent like $150 in dinner because she wanted wine.
On a first date?
Yeah.
You spent $150?
Yeah.
10 years ago?
Yeah.
That's like $250 now.
I know.
Good Lord. You showed off that BMW money, didn't you?
Yeah, my 2002 BMW? Yeah. But anyway, so I'm like, all right, well, let's get out of here. She got in the car. I opened her door, because I'm a gentleman at the end of the day. You know me. I'm a gentleman. She's a gentleman. Of
course,
here.
The brown boy has to open it up for the neo-Nazi. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less.
What else, right? I'm surprised she didn't call me muchacho, But anyways, so she get in the car. We started driving. And she's like, hey, I gotta be real with you. And I'm like, oh. She gonna invite me over. In my mind, I'm going, ooh, I'm gonna score tonight. You gonna score? No, well, she says.
It wasn't in your brain, it was in your other head.
It was in my other head. Yeah, it was in my other head. You know what this lady says to me? She's like, hey, so just so you know, I'm not a fan of Mexicans or brown people, but you're okay. And because you're okay, I think your parents are okay too. I'll be willing to meet them. Bro, I was looking at the road, both of my hands in the steering wheel, 9 to 5. And I thought to myself, did I just hear correctly? And I was like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, I just don't like even Mexican babies or dark-skinned babies. And I'm just like, And then she goes, if we're to have a baby, do you think it will be white? And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking
Hey,
about?
for one night she was down with Brown.
Bro, I was like, and you know what's the messed up part? I was contemplating sleeping with her because she was that hot.
And did you end up going anywhere with her? To any house or anything?
So, stupid me asked, so do you live alone? And then I asked myself, what the hell? Why would she live alone in that $250,000 house or $400,000, right? She's like, no, my parents live there, but you can come over, but you have to park a couple blocks away. You have to sneak in the back. I have two dogs. My dad is a neo-Nazi and hates brown people. But it's going to be okay. You can leave in the morning, but just don't make any sounds. And I am thinking, WT, for a second, I thought, how badly do I want to get laid? And in the other hand, how bad do I want to get lynched? How bad do I want to get crucified by some white Nazi?
I don't think you'd have been lynched. I think you'd have just been a forced gardener for the next 10 years.
Do you know how many alligators there are in Florida? I would have been fed to them.
Oh, see, that's the point. You're the protection. You're the alligator fighter.
Dude, they would have made, I don't know, man. I don't know. For a slight moment, I thought, what story would be to fuck a neo-Nazi? I mean, not a lot of people get to say, a brown person like me, I fucked a neo-Nazi. I give it to her really good.
This is the problem. You were too far away from where you lived.
Yes.
If you'd have been in your town, that'd been a hell of a story. I fucked a neo-Nazi. But it wasn't possible. And so basically, you're playing 50-50.
I know. I think that was a 95-5.
No. It was 100% you're getting laid. Maybe a 95-5 you get out alive.
Yeah, well, what if her big-ass neo-Nazi dad would have, heard us, would have busted in the door? I don't think I could have made it. So, anyways, I said, sounds interesting. You know what? Let's do it. Where do I drop you off so I can go park? Right? I was already thinking of my escape plan. She's like, oh, right. Okay. Just let me text my dad. She freaking texts her dad. They still awake. She's like, can you wait just a couple more hours by the park?
Hours?
I was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. I will wait. Don't you worry. Dude, I didn't know what else to tell her. I didn't want to freak out and be like, you are crazy, bitch. Get the fuck out of my car. What if she stabbed me? I was legit afraid of my life.
What if she was hunting that night?
Exactly. What if I would have been a lamp? What if I would have been a sweater?
I think she was out hunting that night.
No, she was. And she was just bringing prey to her parents. So anyways, I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. I can't wait. So I drop her off 3 blocks away. I shit you not, WT. At the moment she walked around the car, I freaking booked it. I didn't even look in my rear view window. I booked it. I called my best friend, bro, I'm gonna send you my location. If I get off the phone in the next half an hour, please come find me. I am in a situation that I can't tell you right now. Bro, I started getting calls from the girl. She started calling me. I started like, nope, deny, until I pull over. I blocked her, dude, and I kept driving. I deleted my social media. I was afraid of this girl.
Hey, you're lucky. Now she could have put an air tag in your car.
I freaking AI, man.
Right.
Dude.
Back to AI. At least then you had to install a GPS. Now you can just drop something in somebody's car.
So I gotta say, I think I made the right decision.
I disagree. Sometimes you gotta play Russian roulette to tell a story.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But that was my story of the time that I almost fucked a neo-Nazi and I almost got crucified by neo-Nazi parents. So, moral of the story, if you're not a neo-Nazi and you don't look like one, don't mess with one. Period.
I think I take from the story is that you should always go for the gold. And then once you get there, you got to have an escape plan.
Well, that was my escape plan.
No, I'm talking about, but you got to, the thing is though, is that
Did you know that in the state of Florida it's legal to shoot you if you enter a house without, like
It is in Georgia as well.
exactly.
Yeah,
So do you think I
so
was gonna risk that? You know
yeah.
they had guns.
However, think about this. Think about you got in, you completed the mission of sleeping with a neo-Nazi girl, and like James Bond, you got out of there.
I don't think James. What? No, there's absolutely no way I would arrest it.
Got to go for the gold,
I like my
man.
balls too much, man. I'm not willing to have him rip off.
You got to go for the gold. Did she at least have a basement you were gonna sneak in?
No, Florida don't have basements.
Oh, that's right. There's no. So how was she gonna sneak you in?
Through the window
Oh Lord,
of the kitchen.
he probably had an alarm system.
Yeah, you think? There was no way I was ever gonna sleep with
Through
this.
the kitchen. Her bedroom didn't have a window.
She was on the second floor. I'm
Oh,
not Spider Monkey. I wasn't gonna. Yeah, like,
you're not Spider Monkey.
could you imagine? Like, I mean, think of it this way: it was a very, very white neighborhood. Imagine this Mexican kid sneaking out the second floor, tripping all over the place, just running. If the police would have not gotten me, or the whatever patrol they had going on in that house, it was one way or another. There was no way I could have risked it, man.
Oh no. So you had the parents, then you had neighborhood security,
Yep.
then you had police.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that'd have been a bad night.
It would have been a bad night. The only thing, I think the only saving grace is that I had a white BMW.
You had the white BMW.
I had a white BMW. I think that was the only thing that would have saved me. But that was a close call. I almost went out that night. That's how SG would have gone out. Dead by a neo-Nazi.
And the thing is though, that was Tinder 10 years ago.
That was 10 years ago.
Now,
exactly. There's a lot of
Tinder.
crazies.
Woo.
There's a lot of crazy women right now. But that was the show. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Just tune in next week for another episode. And I think we're going to be able to sneak another couple of more stories, don't you think?
I think so. And thanks everyone for joining. Once again, like and subscribe. We appreciate it.
Thank you and have a wonderful day.